rocket, of course, but that's the nature of improvement. Everyone sees you at the top, and they know that you're the team to beat. People starting to slowly figure out FaZe, but it's a long road to go. It's one thing to say you're figuring them out, and another thing to go and say you can beat them.
Yeah, and to beat them when it matters in RLCS on these weekends with all the fans watching. So we'll see if the Rebellion can come through and get this upset. And Jarby also talking about Memory, one of the players you don't expect to be up there in goals per game. And I would agree. I just think, Gibbs was right. Jarby didn't set it up too well.
Not quite as disguised.
Yeah, he kind of showed his hand a little bit. But we'll see how Memory does in this matchup. As you alluded to, Mist, one of the best defenders in the game. And already FaZe being tested with that shot blasting off the crossbar.
Dangerous movement there down into the midfield space. Identified, moving that ball into those dangerous areas. Not a good touch from Mist here, and they will get capitalized on. Oh, I talk a big game for a strong defender, and then you miss hit one like this, and they jump all over it.
That one. I had flashbacks to when we play our in-houses, You're normally in a situation like that, you're trying to clear it down the sideline, or at least, if you make a pass like that, you have a teammate there. So I think you can kind of chalk that up to, first game of the series, still getting the thumbs warm, because normally Mist does not make mistakes like that. And now Jupi's looking for a pass up to Memory. Memory will go for the boost steal and trying to get that tip. One of the things that Memory did fantastically in their victory in the draw was work the corners. He was always able to bait in the defenders, make them dive in, and then find a teammate on the pass. But now we see FaZe trying to go. And look at that. Oh, that net may have been vulnerable. Sypical was trying to rotate back, but you're seeing how quickly Shopify is able to kickstart the counter.
Really like that vision as well from Shopify. On defense, not really getting thrown off by the misdirection. Kept a good mental image about where everyone was on the pitch and what they all could do, so didn't lose track. It's typical, but they just let them through. Nobody challenges the ball.
This is a little low altitude Doomsy dish here. You see him kind of roll out, get low on the post, and just knock it in. It's Memory getting the second here for Rebellion. Two-piece sitting back watching as his teammates do most of the work here, and now a 2-goal leader. We might see 3. That pinch off the crossbar, rebound to Parth, and that's saved aside from First Killer. But First Killer, I mean, he's got to be frustrated he's even in that situation.
Steady the ship here if you're FaZe. Parth, really nice takeaway on that play. FaZe clan, rocky start to say the least. And really, you don't even care if you lose this game at this point. You just want to say, okay, can we at least not make some silly defensive mistakes and actually get the offense going and make sure that we're structurally okay before we worry about the outcome?
I mean, structurally okay. Right now, it seems like the supports are rusting away. It's about to, the FaZe ship about to sink to the bottom of the ocean unless they can figure something out. Two-piece getting some space. You can see the little touch Two-piece had there to take that shot far post, but it was defended nicely from FaZe, and now double commit. You see Parth rotating in at the right time to get that cleared out to the corner. Parth also going again. Typical stretching across the field, but Mist rather wasn't able to get there in time. You can see how much time Two-piece was able to get there with that air dribble.
Really liking this approach on defense from Shopify Rebellion as well. They really could just kind of wait to see that first touch, but as soon as they do, they're up there and ready to go and challenge it, take something away. And Parth, he notices First Killer a little bit deep back, decides to keep it tight, almost throws it into the net with a little support from Mist. Cleared aside. FaZe keep the deficit to 2, but not from lack of trying on the Shopify Rebellion side.
Starting to see some little mechanical misexecutions for FaZe. You saw the double tap there messed up from Sypical. He didn't get the second touch. That actually kick-started that Shopify counterattack. We saw Mist hitting that one off the ceiling. Just a little bit of imprecision there from FaZe as FaZe are trying to stabilize. You see Memory didn't really have anyone breathing down his neck, was able to safely get that over to the side. Now Sypical possessing the ball in the midfield. He's challenged, pinched across the half. Parth
so slow
going for a 50.
Everybody on FaZe, it feels a little slow on the pickup. Memory just comes through and picks one off. Thankfully, it's off the post, but And that FaZe midfield defense feeling incredibly soft right now, giving a lot of space away, and Shopify just happy to take it when it's given.
Oh, and you can see two-piece bailing out. Parth had much more boost to go for it. It started slow for FaZe, and it's ending slow. Under 30 seconds left to go. A 2-goal lead here. We do see a demo at the midfield. First Killer taking out two-piece. This might be a chance for Mist, but you can see First Killer gets demoed, and now Memory wasting so much time. It feels like the midfield game is being dominated by Shopify.
Oh, and no one really believed that pass was actually getting through, and unfortunately with that, game one comes to a close. FaZe kind of started to get something going, maybe one for the road, but Mist not able to turn it in high off the corner. So a nice closeout to game one for Rebellion. Big miscues from FaZe. It's not the way you want to go, considering that this series determines whether or not you make the major. And you're getting, what is that, 14 shots put on you by Rebellion? Not a good look.
I mean, I'm a little bit speechless because Achieves, I asked, how does FaZe lose? I guess like that, It's Parth 8 shots alone. Two-piece 3. Memory also having 3 shots. FaZe really didn't have much of an answer at all. They were stuck so much on defense, we didn't really see much space at all for First Killer to work with. And I think that's where First Killer is most deadly, is when he's got that space in the midfield or on the sidewalls with a lot of boost. We really didn't see that at all. The midfield was dominated by Shopify. They were keeping FaZe on their goal line, and then a few missed executions. You saw Mist passing it off his own ceiling down, and that resulted in a goal. Typical missing a double tap that almost resulted in a goal. It was just a little bit sloppy. They look a little rusty out there. I'm not going to lie, Cheats.
Yeah, ugly game one, to be sure. And the kickoff is going to go wrong. Oh my gosh, you can't write it, James. You really can't.
You feel a little bit bad, but getting the height on that shot is not easy. Parth has to get that shot over First Killer, but under the bar.
And it's got to be
he hit that perfectly.
Yeah, it's a timing exercise on when you jump on contact there, and did a picture-perfect job. Mist may get it back, and they will beat Memory to the back post. Mist is able to get it right back, wipe the slate clean.
Ooh, and you saw how greedy Parth was there. He wanted to go for the solo play, wanted to get that mid boost. We're all guilty of that, Achieves. Would you see that wall? Or just
eyes get huge.
Yeah, you're like, oh, this is it. My double reset in RLCS. Finally here, but no. And it actually allows FaZe to get back into this game, and FaZe needed that. They have been struggling. They got shut out last game. They gave up the kickoff goal. That was actually quite an impact play there from Mist.
Big steadying move for sure. And that position right there for First Killer. Great try, and Mist aggressively positioned, but savvy enough to understand when to pull the plug and just delay the attack. As FaZe trying to work out of their own half.
Trying to position for that air 50. Parth with a backflip will give that space over to Sipical. Jumps late, but Sipical had him anyway. And there was a missed execution from Parth that leads to a FaZe goal.
Yeah. Oh, the little backflip, you're right. And then he actually cut inside. Didn't even believe Sipical had the air roll. Hung two-piece out to dry on an island. And First Killer, boy. Here it comes, get ready.
I mean, he hit it hard, but it was somewhat close to the defender, but still the power on the shot, enough to overpower. Last grand final in San Diego.
Devastating. Yeah, because now you don't have any more splits. After this, you really want to gauge where you stand on, the international scale of competition. Miss out on Boston for a team like FaZe that a lot of people think are at the top, as a double commit from FaZe in the middle of the box, trying to jam one home, may cost him on the counterattack. Two-piece cutting left and right, faking out Mist. Parth to the net, and he goes for the back post. He was like almost 200 IQ, but unfortunately, Parth overdoes it, kicks it wide. Shopify Rebellion don't find an equalizer off of an excellent push on the attack. And FaZe happy enough to just reset and buy a bunch of time. First killer flip reset towards the net, bounced off the wall. Here comes Mist down into the center, denied by 2Piece. Typical in charge of buying time. FaZe looking for opportunities to grab boost and reset the attack. Great position off the backboard, and Mist will come through. Turn one in.
And that was a nice shot there from Mist, just cleaning up after Typical doing so much work, and you're really starting to see FaZe get comfortable now. You could tell they were uncomfortable at the beginning of last game, and even at the start of this one, giving up the kickoff goal, but sometimes it just takes FaZe a little while to find their feet. Now, the question will be, how will Shopify respond? We saw them dominate that midfield game early on, and now they find themselves trailing by 2, but they've got half the game to work with. We'll see if 2Piece can do more here. 2Piece! And we saw 2Piece on that dribble as well with the cut be able to get his teammate an opportunity, and now double demo, the dish as well.
So Memory flubs a shooting chance, but he will make up for it by opening the door as wide as possible for 2Piece. He won't miss that. He's good enough to score a freebie like that. 2-3, Shopify keep themselves in the mix. Great press. The FaZe clan turned to scrap.
Typical going into an air dribble past 2Piece. Memory gonna stay behind it. Memory trying to dribble this down. Mist will now cut. Memory gonna rotate all the way out, get some help from a teammate, but will be able to turn, and this part stays upfield. 2Piece will jump though. 2Piece doesn't make contact. Mist already airborne. Will boom it downfield. Now Mist. Flip reset potentially. No. He's trying to force that ball down into the defense and get a rebound. Quick counterattack, testing the net, but first killer back with plenty of time. Mist will lob it downfield. Gives it back to Shopify. 2Piece lets it bounce up. Now trying to get it past the first defender, does so. First killer dribbling into the corner, and now pass one on the wall. First killer going solo, leaves it for Typical, and there's a block from Parth.
And it's a quality block, too. Throws it to the corner with minimal momentum. Not a lot of threat for a second shot to follow through. Mist trying to keep it jammed in, but the layering of that defense from Shopify Rebellion, excellent job so far. It is no easy feat to keep a team like FaZe out from consistently finding attacks. A little bit of a missed touch from Parth. It went behind 2Piece, so they kind of have to give the ball up here. They will reset nicely. First killer, hello. You don't see him in the back corner very often, and he gets the attack going again for FaZe.
Parth, we try to tip that over. First killer taking time. Mist now approaching. Lob towards net. Parth off to the side. Typical will control this. Now Typical happy to waste that time. But still with a 1-goal lead, you don't want to allow yourself that opening. You can see a demo from behind. More demos at the midfield now from FaZe.
Ooh, and he might score. First killer, top right off the bar and in. It's all end to end here. The replay doesn't quite show it, but he was on an island in a 1-on-3, and he just picked the ball off and beat everybody.
And pinching that ball off the bar like that, it is unstoppable. And you could see the perfection of control that first killer had, getting the first touch with air roll, and then using his flip to increase the speed of that ball and get that momentum to drive it through. So all around, fantastic game. First killer showing you what he's made of and why he's one of NA's best. But now we see a late goal for Shopify. Memory will put one in with 4 left on the clock.
Everybody on FaZe staring at Parth right there, and rightfully so. He's the primary option, but you kind of lose track of Memory rushing forward there, and they're just trying to keep it in the middle of the box so he has a nice clean lane to shoot from. Risky business for Rebellion, and it pays off big. Can they get one more?
Last opportunity. Mist. Try to tip this down. It's kept alive. Parth over to first killer. First killer going to try to double this off the backboard. Actually gives it to 2Piece, but 2Piece can't clear it. And why not? FaZe getting one more.
A little awkward here for sure. First killer, really solid double tap, but 2Piece, he doesn't want to let that bounce in case somebody from FaZe is right there, but he actually ends up giving it to him. FaZe, talk about a reset there in game 2. You go from what was it, 14 shots allowed in game 1 down to a respectable 9 while putting up a insane amount yourself.
Now, I mean, 9 is still a decent amount to give up, but you could just see this offensively a much better game for FaZe. And thinking back as well to the play from Mist being able to get that block on Parth at the midfield and score that first goal after FaZe gave up that kickoff goal. That was a big play there to get FaZe back into it.
And of course, First Killer getting a lot done defensively and offensively. 4 saves, 2 goals, and 1 assist. Massive game for him, almost 700 score. It wasn't necessarily like people are dishing the ball to First Killer. It's just he's putting himself in the spots where he can make something happen, and boy, did he.
And that is what you expect from First Killer. First Killer, one of those star players, without a doubt, in North America, and he continues to show everybody why. So big game for First Killer, big game from FaZe. We'll see if they can keep this going. See two-piece into the corner, trying to work it. First Killer gets a nice read. He didn't have much boost. He'll stay on the play, picking up small pads, and there's the impact of First Killer. Rebound out. Parth will try to tip this to safety, and Memory actually does get a very nice hit downfield.
Ooh, Typical wanting a bit of a post pinch, and he didn't quite hit it right, but everybody pulls off the play for Shopify Rebellion. They have to race back. They should enter into a possession battle here in the midfield line.
Two-piece knocking Mist off the ball. Parth marching downfield. Mist just trying to mess him up, but couldn't do so. And Parth will do it all himself. The full field flick.
Oh, forget the possession battle. Mist, he was so sure that Parth was about to hit that ball again. He just wanted to push that up the wall into the corner, let his teammates approach it from a nice, easy angle. He didn't want to let that ball get in the middle, and Parth just let Mist beat himself.
Now another chance for Shopify off kickoff. That one blasted off the bar. And now on the other end, First Killer. Close range double tap. Two-piece couldn't believe his eyes. And it bounces off his face and goes in.
Because Two-piece, he knows. He knows First Killer can't actually put that one online right there, right? Surely no way. He's going to have to bounce it off the wall. Two-piece is positioning
yeah,
to
he's
go
ready.
take away that pass.
What kind of angle was that, First Killer? Goodness. You know that Two-piece has got to be annoyed about that. You know, he's
just like, there. Yeah, okay. Do it again, you know?
He goes for those. Yeah. That was wild. I mean, that shot, if Two-piece wasn't there, it would have gone in. But, I mean, Two-piece, you can't really blame him on the positioning. That is a 1 in 100 shot there.
Massive goal from First Killer, to be sure, and he might find himself into a situation to score a second here. Parth will take it away off the backboard. Nice tip to safety, but FaZe really trying to settle in here in Game 3 now that they feel like they've got the offensive muscles warmed up, stretched out, and ready to go.
And there's a shot. The response from Two-piece. He says, you've got a tight angle, well, I can score from run as well.
And Mist as well. He's sitting there in the net thinking, yeah, I'm going to go get this pass, but boy, 69 miles per hour, absolute bullet out of the corner to the back post.
I mean, you can even see the laugh there out of Two-piece as well. You know he's thinking that.
He's like, yeah, I got it too.
Yeah, exactly. So with that, Shopify get the lead back. It's been a tight series so far. And now we almost see another goal for Shopify, who won Game 1. Shutting out FaZe in Game 1. Game 2, FaZe was able to crack that nut finally. But Shopify start out hot again. Two-piece and Parth both scoring goals so far, and that one from the corner from Two-piece was something else. But now we see FaZe on the attack. First Killer tipping it up. There's a pitch hard off the sidewall. Memory will boom it downfield. Two-piece getting bumped out of the air. Now a demo from behind. That was a critical touch from Parth, because that demo had opened up the counter opportunity.
That's really the problem for FaZe right now. It's that, again, that layering, the timing is so good from Shopify Rebellion. Put themselves in good spots. Don't lose track of people, of course. They do allow a little bit of space here. Mist, what can you make happen? It's typical a little too far away, and he will get cut left to right. And that first killer on the ball, and it actually may work out. Parth will recover. But it really does feel like Rebellion is just trying to keep an open eye on where everybody is at FaZe at any given moment, because they don't want to get caught off guard, because that's generally how FaZe tends to score a lot of goals. They just don't see a challenge coming from somewhere, some way, and Shopify is just like, okay, let's just make sure we don't get caught out. And they're making FaZe work really hard to find the back of the net.
Well, they are, and you can even see first killer working really hard to try to get two-piece off the ball, finally out of his hands. First killer going for the air dribble bump, but Parth got up and over the challenge, and now you see two-piece clear the way for Parth a bit with that bump. Two-piece will boom it downfield. Memory with the demo as well. Shopify trying to get their wheels back under him. First killer, flip, reset, back to the air.
Oh,
the musty pass, rebound now. It's missed from missed.
That was everything. First killer absolutely pulled all the defenders out with that flip reset and the musty pass off the backboard. You just need the hammer to come on through.
And you wonder if you wish that you were on Mist in that situation on his cams. I know I wasn't. But you wonder how he did not make contact there. We see FaZe trailing by one with Boston on the line. First killer has some real estate to work with. There's a flick, not a hard flick, and it's easily cleared out to the side. Pass down to Mist. Mist booms it. It's off the crossbar and out. Two-piece out to the corner. Only has 23 boost. Will need some help. Mist racing Parth to this ball. Will opt for the mid boost. Gets bumped off the ball as well. Parth being a bully. Parth stealing boost as well.
Oh, he might score. Oh, hello, Memory. Out of nowhere.
And he bumps two-piece. Two-piece has to go through a challenge. It is getting dire here. Infield, and there it is. Mist will clutch it up off the lovely pass from first killer. The mounting pressure finally blew the lid off of Shopify.
Pandemonium for both teams. Everyone trying to find that counterattack and just box the other team in. Rebellion blink first. They don't see a juicy pass down into the middle from first killer. Huge shot to tie things up. OT on the way, barring a shot here from Parth.
Oh, hold on.
Wait,
don't get ahead of yourself. 20 boost. He can't get back to it. Typical will try to possess.
Okay.
There's two gone. It's a 1v2 right now.
Flip?
And there's an extra touch from Typical. Mist did not have it read, but you held your breath there in that final moment of Chiefs.
You saw him get the flip reset. You thought, ooh, maybe. But unfortunately, not enough juice behind it. Harmlessly to the floor. OT, first killer, and co survive an incredibly important Game 2 regulation. His advantage point here.
That advantage point, the swing game here in the series. Shopify was leading. They were doing so well before giving it up in those final seconds. Will FaZe be able to steal this game, or will Shopify close this one out? First killer. Big boom to the backboard. Parth into the gut. Had Memory there to clear it further downfield. Mist will launch it up high. Two-piece has to jump from a standstill. That's all he can do. Mist up over to first killer. First killer, the light touch. Parth was already airborne and had the angle locked down.
That's the dangerous aspect of first killer, right? You can keep an eye on him, but can you predict a touch? Two-piece defends the back post, but he doesn't get a hit. It will ricochet in the middle for first killer. 2-1 in the series phase.
Oh, that was a crazy ending. You can see Two-piece was just trying to defend that shot. He's trying to defend the goal, but the post bounce is what ultimately did them in. And FaZe, you have to credit to them. You have to give credit to them at Chiefs. That was a comeback right there. The pressure that they had building in the final seconds, the poise to pass it as well, and for Mist to be there ready. That was a textbook infield pass play under some dire circumstances.
10 saves for Shopify Rebellion. Boy, if they didn't try. But that is the thing about FaZe. They just keep coming. First killer alone, 10 shots.
Yeah, I mean, and 2 goals. I mean, shooting 20% ain't bad, especially in a close game like that. But wow, the one goal we saw from the Rebellion was that full field carry from Parth. The flick. That was how they started out. So Shopify has had some fantastic starts. They have done really well to get to put themselves in a good position early on in the games, but you see that comeback potential of FaZe and really the scoring threat that FaZe always pose throughout the entire game. And this is really where Shopify will be tested. Can they come back, or will FaZe get this win and end the chances of version 1 at the major?
Gotta credit First Killer himself, of course. It's been a great job moving that ball around on offense. And look, now he pulls out 2 defenders, throws it out to the sidewall, steals the boost. It's like, that's not one that shows up on the stats, but it's a play like that that sets up the ability to pressure that's so dangerous. Missed free ball for Typical with the bump. First Killer, can you just figure out where this needs to go? Slow Pop takes the space. Needs a little help here, and unfortunately 2-piece the first to it. Typical waiting in the clear lane.
Oh my.
Lip reset, top of the net, and he will be denied, but First Killer will drop the hammer.
And this was back-to-back plays where the ball rolls out to a FaZe Clan member and gives them that solo play opportunity, and Typical makes the most of it. Taking it airborne, makes the first defender miss, and then you get that rebound chance for your teammates. That is what FaZe does when they're confident, is they have everybody contributing those solo plays. That time, Typical making a massive one there. Now a chance for the Rebellion to tie it up.
Wow.
First Killer with a bit of a pinch challenge. Prevented that from going towards net.
Oh, and look at this. It shows you're not challenging me. I'm going to keep letting that ball roll. FaZe can really work the clock at pretty much every opportunity here, and this one should be a pretty simple strat of, okay, wait until they commit to you and then just dump the ball somewhere, and they should be able to waste a lot of time.
Do you switch into that mode already if you're FaZe to try to
Don't even
waste the time? No, you just keep scoring.
And it's not even necessarily switching into the mode. It's just you can approach every challenge in that way. It's not like you're thinking, okay, let's buy time, but what a dish from First Killer into the middle. And everyone's just thinking, oh, how do we defend this? You never see that cut all the way across with that type of pace on it.
Oh, well, I mean, even there, what you talked about, just taking that challenge with the, just getting the ball pushed forward out of the hands, keep it out of the hands of the Rebellion. Mist did that there. He delayed his challenge, went to that, just decided to let the panic play from Rebellion bury themselves. And now we see another shot come in. Rebellion are stuck playing defense simulator right now. Finally, they break through this half-field defense, or midfield defense of FaZe, but it's right back down.
Oh, but Typical has no boost, doesn't really make a good touch on it. So here's an opportunity for Shopify Rebellion. You can take a lot of space here. You have to be solid, and you can't miss a challenge like that. You gotta push FaZe back.
Those plays even more critical with your back to the wall. Time ticking away. Your chance at the major and also the World Championship for the Rebellion. Both of those windows close with one more loss. 2-piece going for the double. That one hits off the post. First Killer can't get to it. First Killer tangled up on the goal line, and he can't get the clear.
He really did get tied up there. He was just so focused, I think, on following that air dribble and trying to figure out if that double tap was in. He didn't really think about what would happen if it wasn't. So he comes into the net super hot and unfortunately cannot adjust to the follow-up. Shopify Rebellion worked their way back in.
It looked like he was trying to get back down to the ground instead of playing float defense, blocking the shot lane. And that allowed a decent rebound opportunity there for Shopify, who are now within one. They must force Game 5. It's a bump from First Killer. First Killer getting physical there. Typical to the corner. Parth trying to find 2-piece. 2-piece getting in a scuffle with First Killer, but still able to make that play. There's a demo at the mid. Typical. Oh, Typical with the delayed shot gets past Parth, but 2-piece, he continues to stay on the line, and that's going to be an open net for FaZe.
2-piece is just stuck here on the goal line for an eternity. He sees Mist leave, and he's thinking, cool, I've got a little bit of time here, and then I think out of the corner of his eye, he sees First Killer coming. It's like, oh, I took way too long, and boy, did you.
I mean,
Screw it, right back across.
well, we're starting to see how many bumps and demos are coming out from FaZe. So Two-Piece is hugging that post to try to make himself not vulnerable to the bumps and demos. But with where that ball was, you've got to go out and pull a sharp turn in order to get to the ball. It was just too far away. It resulted in a goal. And now we see another demo from behind. First Killer bringing the physicality. But there's some revenge. Remember, he taken out First Killer.
Only problem is First Killer's demo took away the next player on the ball. Shopify's demo took away someone who wasn't going to be in the play for a while, and that difference of timing of demos that can really make or break. And there goes typical the time-wasting challenge. Look, I'm going to flick, and then you just throw it out to the open space. Mist gets caught one hand in the cookie jar, but he's able to close the lid real quick, keep the lead to 2.
And you can see the setup. That was so telegraphed, though. First Killer was up to defend that pass to Memory. Now Park, awkward play off the backboard, still gets a nice touch. Missed, self-pass, goes for net. Double commit from Rebellion. Memory tries to parlay that into a bump. And now taken back. There's a pinch off the ceiling and down. First Killer gonna try to take this to the air, but oh no, he does get it by Memory, and a pinch down. It's a trade, an open net, but you can see First Killer had no boost achieved.
No boost, but he knew Typical was coming, so he was thinking, make the next best play, go ahead and try and steal the corner boost if it spawns, limit Shopify's Rebellion's attempts at a counterattack here with limited time left.
The final seconds ticking away. FaZe had a slow start. Shopify got the first game. You thought maybe they can take down FaZe, maybe they can prevent FaZe from going to Boston, but that is not the case. FaZe Clan get the dub and also eliminate V1 from major contention. How about that, Achieves?
Tragic for all the V1 fans. Ecstatic if you are a FaZe Clan fan. They, like you said, real rocky start, but boy, did they dial it in fast. It got dangerous far more quickly than I think Rebellion would have liked, and got to give a lot of credit to everybody on that FaZe roster. The timing upgraded, the challenge game upgraded, figured out some of those awkward miscommunications and mistouches that they were having in Game 1.
Yep.
And unfortunately, that's the reality of being in North America if you're version 1. Even coming into this tournament, number 1 in the standings, tied with Complexity, you could not afford a bad showing, and they see why.
Without a doubt. And FaZe Clan, despite the rough start, they show you what they're made of, and they keep on going. First Killer, some brilliant plays. Missed as well. You saw Sipical with the solo play that led to the rebound. FaZe get the win, and they are moving on. But we've got to go to a quick break. When we come back, more RLCS.